Right, so today, welcome to this Halloween edition of the Female Stoic Podcast. For those who can't see me, it's a cosplay edition, complete with Jane Eyre hair and Jane Eyre content. True Gothic style. And today we are looking at human identity and who we truly are. Our sense of who we are is grounded in our sense of human identity. So we're going to talk today about what it means to be human in a Stoic context, in the Stoic sense of the word, and we're going to relate this to the depiction of the human condition by the Gothic icon that is Charlotte Bronte. Now, as humans, and as Stoics, we focus on the idea of virtue. And virtue is only virtuous because of the particular type of creature we happen to be. So, as Epictetus reminds us, virtue looks different in every species. And the reason I've chosen Jane Eyre today is because this huge novel is all about her embracing her virtue. So as Epictetus says, the distinctive excellence of a horse lies in how fast it runs. The excellence of a bull in how strong it is. The distinctive excellence of humans is in our potential for rationality, intelligence, and our desire to understand the world. So if we were a different sort of animal, our excellence might not be reflected in the Stoic principles of wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control. But because we are humans, these principles are our guidance to inner virtue. Our higher self, excellence, is manifested in these internal characteristics. So we define what's good for ourselves in relation to what's appropriate for a human to be, not what's appropriate for an animal to be, for example. And as Stoics, we believe that by acting in the way that's most appropriate for a human being will lead us to deep contentment and meaning in life. But how does this relate to literature? Well, literature invites us to experience moral dilemmas, struggle with philosophical questions, debate decisions made by the protagonists, and come to a conclusion whilst relating that to our own experiences. Such debates make us question our own inner virtue. And this helps us gain a further understanding of our own human identity and experience. So what is virtue? The dictionary defines it as good moral quality in a person or the general quality of being morally good. And this is what I believe the character Jane Eyre depicts in its entirety. This is why I love this novel. Triumph over adversity, strength over weakness, a well-defined sense of who she is. She acknowledges her desires, but she has a willingness to suffer in order to honour her higher self. So this unwavering commitment to the protection of her inner peace at any cost. And this huge courage that she exhibits in the face of adversity. And she's not a passive recipient of moral self. She doesn't act and hope that her actions will be the right things to do. She's not hiding behind a book, an idea, a guidance. She is not hiding behind the words of others. She is creating the word. She is living the word. And she doesn't use this word to batter others with. She loves Mr. Rochester wholeheartedly. She judges him not for his choices, but she accepts them and understands the only power she has is over the choices she makes, and she alone can make. So her faith and commitment to her inner virtue she protects above all else. So she's actively participating in the maintenance of her virtue, even though she understands this will result in her own personal loss. She's humble, she's quiet about it, she doesn't scream, she doesn't blame, she just walks away. And this character is created by Charlotte Bronte, the stoic stalwart. And that's why I love Jane Eyre, because she's such a huge force to be reckoned with. She's physically small, she's vulnerable, she feels compromised aesthetically speaking, and yet she has a will of iron. Nothing can break her. Quote, "Think of his misery, think of his danger, look at his state when left alone. Soothe him, save him, love him. Who in the world cares for you? Or who will be injured by what you do?" Still indomitable was the reply, "I care for myself. The more solitary, the more friendless, the more unsustained I am, the more I will respect myself." She's fighting with herself here. And she does it internally. And she understands it's a constant battle, but one she is committed to win. How powerful is that? She has a huge sense of what it means to be an honourable human being. And she commits herself to that, as did Charlotte Bronte. I feel the love in the words. I feel the love of the character when I read this story, which I read over and over again. And of course it's available in my audiobook now, which is complete in its entirety, remastered. So take a look at that. And Jane Eyre is willing to sacrifice everything because her inner strength is worth it, her inner peace, the knowledge of who she is, the understanding of her human condition and what it means to be a good human being. She's laying close to death on the doorstep of Moor House now. This is the climax. A pang of exquisite suffering, the book reads, a throe of true despair. Not another step could I stir. I sunk on the wet doorstep. Not only the anchor of hope, but the footing of fortitude was gone, at least for a moment.